Peace and good morning. I'd like to welcome you back into another edition of the Foul Playland. As always, I'm your Foul Player. Wanted to make this video regarding the New York Jets um, draft recap and like outlook for what's gonna happen today. Wanted to remake this video because one, I was having bad audio issues, which much to my horror I found out this morning, and two, because I was gonna do a Jet and Giant video initially, and then I broke it into two segments, one Jet, one Giant. But the introduction of the last video had made it seem like it was Jet and Giant. But if you want to listen to the Giant video, I'm gonna redo that too because it also had audio issues. But as far as the Jets last night, they did get Zach Wilson, the quarterback of the future. I didn't cover that yesterday in a video because I didn't have to. I thought, but I think I should cover it in this recap video because one, I didn't think that I have to because I was really pumped up about getting Zach Wilson. Thought Zach Wilson was the best thrower in this draft, and that was before this pro day. I think he's made better throws in the pro day. If you look at his tape, he's probably made one better throw than that throw that everybody talks about in the throw day. I mean, in the pro day, just in the tape. Go look at the tape. But Zach Wilson is the best thrower in this draft. Does he have an injury history? Yeah, he does. That scares me. Is he a little bit undersized? Yeah. Does he have a humongous head as long as, in addition to the rest of his family members? Yes, they all look like Cabbage Patch Kids, but I saw that in the draft too. I'm not trying to be, coy. But as far as there were some questions about the fact that he was raised as a rich kid, and that is a shitty formula. I'm not gonna front, there's not a lot of the ultra rich players that pan out. Basically, I mean, there's like a lot more bad cases than there are good cases. But you did have to take a flyer on him. I mean, he's a lot better than Fields, and Fields is the third best quarterback in this draft, not Trey Lance. Trey Lance does have more potential than Fields, but Zach Wilson just better than all of them right now. You know, he didn't have much of a team last year at BYU. Not a lot of options to throw to. Decent line. I said he had a shitty line last year, but I was wrong. Like his line, he did have one good player on that line. After rewatching the tape, I look for these things. But in spite of all that, I mean, like the Jets have a nice foundation for a line, if you will. They did sign some receiving options in the free agency. So it's big things popping. I mean, we're gonna have the quarterback that I'm most excited for drafting since I've been a Jet fan my whole life. I think he's the one. Do I think that he's better than Sam Darnold when Sam Darnold was coming out? Absolutely. I think he's better than Sanchez. Yes. And I was excited for drafting Sam Darnold and Mark Sanchez. I'm not gonna front. Like now, in hindsight. But do I think that and I was excited when we drafted Chad Pennington too. But do I think that Zach Wilson is better than all of them? Absolutely. Zach Wilson's the truth. You'll see it too. They also moved up in the draft to draft Elijah Vera Tucker. I think they had to move up from 23 to 14 or 12. I think, no, it was 14. In doing that, I was a little bit pissed off because we gave up a lot of our capital in the third round with the 86 and 66 picks overall in the third round. In addition to giving up our 23rd pick, we did get back a fourth rounder. Not bad, but we did get the chance to take what some consider. I'm not going to say he's the best guard, and I'm not going to say he's the best left tackle in the draft, but I do think that he's the best. He performed the best out of any of the linemen that had to play left tackle and guard. Rashawn Slater is a bum. Like, not that he's a bum, but he's not that good. Rashawn Slater had one good game, and like a lot of that hype came from that. And I wanted to draft Rashawn Slater in the second round. When the year started. A lot of hype on Rashawn Slater. I don't know why, but once Rashawn Slater got drafted, I think the Jets made the right decision of moving up and taking Elijah Vera Tucker. I think Elijah Vera Tucker plays a little bit better at the guard. He got to get a little bit more dog in him. But playing alongside Mekhi Becton is gonna leave him a lot of room, and he's more of a nimbly, light-footed um guard and tackle. And I think the fact that Mekhi Becton sometimes locks into his target, or like when he's assigned to an edge rusher, once he blasts them out of play, like he's kind of like a little bit far away from the rest of his linemen. And the fact that Elijah Vera Tucker does have those nimbly type feet, if you will, um, it's gonna leave him a lot of. I think he's the perfect left guard right now for what the Jets need. Um, Another thing too, Mekhi Becton did go through a little bit of an injury bout last year, so could Elijah Vera Tucker swing into left tackle like in a bind? I would rather put him than Noah Fant at that spot. Um, but that's just me. Um, but you know, did they give up a lot? Yeah, but now I think we have 3 4th round picks, which is not bad. And we still have our high 2nd round pick. Now, what the Jets should do, what I think they should do, is that they should trade back um with that 2nd round pick, maybe package it with one of the 4th round picks and something else, and try to acquire another 3rd round pick by moving back a few spots in the 2nd round because they're picking so high. There is going to be a lot of talent at the top of the draft. I think that the Jets, if they do stay at that position, the one guy, there's 3 people that I wouldn't mind them taking at that position if they stood pat, which is Azeez Olajaru, whatever his name is, from Georgia, the edge rusher. I think he'd fit perfectly with the Jets. And I think I wasn't as pumped up on him like some people were, but I do think at picking him up in the 2nd round is a little bit of a steal. Can't go wrong there. Elijah Moore did fall. Elijah Moore is a far better receiver than a lot of the options that went before him. Um, him on the Jets, that's gonna be a sight to see. Sure, I mean, like I think he's getting picked a little bit before. I thought he was gonna fall a little bit farther back. Some people had him going into the 1st round, and based on how the draft broke down, I'm surprised that he made it out of the 1st round. But if the Jets take him and stayed pat, I mean, more power to them. The linebacker, Jeremiah, whatever his name is, from Notre Dame, I think he's the truth. I mean, I don't know why he's dropping so much. I don't know if it's character concerns, but to me personally, I mean, they do different things, but you know, he's the best linebacker in this draft. That kid from Penn State, um, I forget his name, but he's not as good as him. Like the kid from Penn State, he has no pass rush to him, and neither does Jeremiah Usu, whatever his name is. But you know, for these do everything linebackers that everybody gets a hard on for, like in the draft, um, which I wouldn't draft none of them in the 1st round unless it's like late 1st round. None of them, like pick one. Any one of these like guys in the last couple drafts that everybody got a hard on for, that were linebackers that had a little bit of pass rush to them, but they weren't pass rushers. The guys that could cover safeties, like everybody says, like those guys aren't worth like breaking the bank over and drafting one high in the 1st round or in the middle of the 1st round to me. But the fact that one is there, and I think he's the best of that variety, um, drop in the 2nd round. If the Jets take him, would I be mad? No. Um, but I think if that's the case, I'd rather move back personally. But if they took him, I mean, I wouldn't cry either. But there you have it. I mean, like there are other options that they could get too if they do trade back. I still like Wyatt Davis. Um, should the Jets draft one of the centers that are still on the board, hoping that he could play at guard, at right guard maybe? Um, Personally, I mean, I would take a center. I mean, like I still like homeboy from Oklahoma. Like forget his name. I just woke up too, but uh I think the center from Oklahoma, can't remember his name right now, but I thought he was a first round talent. For some reason, like a lot of people don't like him. I mean, like what the hell? But now that there's so many centers left on the board still, um would I like I don't want to take him at that spot because of how the board is played out, but he is a first round talent, but I don't see him playing at the guard position. I think he's more just like a really good head on a swivel center. But there's a lot of centers left on the board, so I mean, I'd rather move back and take one. Um, who else? There was another a couple beast mode players like left. A lot of the cornerbacks that are still on the board. Um, I don't want to take too early. I'd rather move back late into the second round. I think Paulson Adebo might still be there or in the middle of the second round. I think Paulson Adebo is a lot better than a lot of the cornerbacks that went before him. Um, Not the top guys, not Sertan and J.C. Horn, but everybody else. I think Paulson Adebo is way better, way better. And I think Paulson Adebo on tape is better than Sertan too. You know, crucify me if you want, but um, if the Jets took him, I mean, I'd be mad excited. But I don't think that the Jets should take him early second round like they're picking. So the Jets should try to move him back. So much good talent left on the board still. And I hope the Jets see that. And a lot of the good tackles in this draft are still on the board. Do the Jets take another tackle and like cut Noah Fant like next year? Like, that would be great. I think Noah Fant played better than like I anticipated. But I mean he's more of a placeholder. I mean, like, he's not that good. Um and he has a little bit of an injury. He played injured last year. But make that investment. Um, and bag Noah Fant. Oh, also I forgot. I don't want to rank them like. But Marshall from LSU is probably my no less than number 3 best receiver in this draft, and this is a good receiving class. But as far as the big target guy, I don't know why Terrace Marshall fell so hard. Like Terrace Marshall has better tape than like almost any LSU guy that came out in the last 2 years, including Jamar Chase. And Jamar Chase took a year off. I mean, like a lot of people are very enamored with these small scatter receivers, and the Jets do need a small scatter receiver. But if they were to take Marshall at the in the early second round or move back and took him. I mean, they don't need him because they just signed a similar guy, but take 2 of those guys. Who cares? You could find the small scatty guy like Tutu Atwell like later on in the draft. But they don't have no third round picks, so we'll have to see. But the Jets started this draft with 10 picks. Now we're down to 6 picks. I think that the Jets should move back, package one of those remaining 6 picks, and pick up some quality in the third round. If not, just move up in the third round. I mean, it's gonna be feasible to do so. But let me know what you guys think. With that, I'm out. And if I have to grade it thus far, I'll give the Jets a B plus in the first round. And I gave last year's draft a B plus, and I later switched that to an A because the Jets usually draft ass cheeks. Now I don't want to get too ahead of myself and say that Joe Douglas is doing a great job based on 2 picks. He still got a lot of draft to play, but he didn't butcher the draft. So, and he didn't draft the defensive tackle or some stupid shit like the Jets usually used to do in years past. So I'm cool with that. I mean, I do want some cornerback help. I do want some receiver help. Cornerback is more of a need than receiver, funnily enough. but they could in making another investment into the line. I'm cool with that. We have the worst line, or had the worst line the year before last and many years before that. If they make another investment into the line and solidify that position for years to come, cool with that too. Let me know what you guys think. With that, I'm out. Peace.